This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick, what's going on?
Okay, well, it's like I guess I wish I had like a happier reason to base this latest podcast on, but but this is how things work, and as some of you may have heard, couple weeks ago, the legendary mangaka Kazuo Koike passed away. Now Koike, it's like he's a legend. He'd be a legend if he had just created just been recognized for his one signature series, Lone Wolf and Cub, which he wrote, and Goseki Kojima provided the art. It's like I've talked about this series before, and it's not entirely bad follow up, new Lone Wolf and Cub, but his story about the shogun's executioner who was wrongly framed for treason, and then how he went on to become a paid assassin with his infant son. Is legend in the in the manga industry, just in terms of like its popularity, its influence. It's like on both sides of the Atlantic, because you don't get Frank Miller to illustrate the covers for your series for its American version in the '80s if your series was not like hugely popular and influential, and specifically to Miller himself. But Lone Wolf and Cub isn't the only series that Koike is known for. I've talked about one of his more infamous series, Wounded Man, which is Japanese male wish fulfillment gone to it's completely over the top end in my buried garbage of manga podcast. It's like there's only been one so far, but I'm sure I'll find something, another series to talk about that under the same heading. But even then, it's like that series was awful, but it was still like thoroughly entertaining just for how completely wrong-headed that it was. And but Koike is also just known for another series he did with the artist of Wounded Man, Ryoichi Ikegami. Now, Ikegami is a notable artist. It's like on both sides of the Pacific, mainly because that while he's extremely prolific, he's also like an artist who kind of helped to define the look of manga back in the pre modern age, which basically I mean by the fact that before everyone realized that, hey, American consumers would actually buy manga that was unflipped and without retouched sound effects. Before the whole 100% real manga revolution happened. Ikegami was featured in lots of series that were published by Viz, such as My the Psychic Girl, Samurai Crusader, and also Crying Freeman. Crying Freeman is also Koike's other signature series, along with Lone Wolf and Cub. And well, I can understand why it's so highly regarded. It's not the only other series that he's done with Ikegami that got a U.S. release, because aside from Wounded Man, which I've talked about, there's also another 2-volume series, actually two-in-one volume series called Offered, which were also published by Comics One back in the early aughts. Now, Offered has a lot of the ingredients that it would be closer to Wounded Man than Crying Freeman in quality, in the sense that it's about MIT track star. That's right, MIT track star named Yu Tachikawa, who is all set to go to the Olympics, until he's kidnapped by this woman and her biker gang, because she wants him to help her father this kid that's gonna become the child of destiny. Because hey, it turns out she's Adolf Hitler's granddaughter, if her ramblings are to be believed, and that she helps hypnotize and entrance you into becoming her plaything until this other party, the Colonel, and his two hit persons try to attack, and then before she dies, she's able to hypnotize you and these other two hit people into following her will and uncovering this it's like this lost city of the Archaeans. I can't remember what were they called. It was like this race of ancient of ancient people. It's like ancient midgets and whatnot who are trying to it's like let's see. Oh, Agarthans. That's right. So, because apparently, there's this ancient race of midgets who apparently mastered this crazy technology that made them superior to man. But but they were lost, and it's like now people are trying to figure out what's rediscover this technology for their own ends. Oh, and it also turns out that you might also be the secret child of Gilgamesh because Gilgamesh preserved these vials of his sperm to be used to father children centuries after his death. Oh, but turns out he's also might have another brother who was fathered by one of these other vials of sperm. But apparently he's really evil, and he's that he loves just killing people for fun and all. Offered, it offers up this craziness. As you is kidnapped, finds his way back to MIT, gets kicked out, winds up hooking up with one of the with this female researcher who's kind of quirky, named Ray Dillon. Meets up with the hit people who tried to kill him before. They form this band. They also form this nudist camp in order to research things. Who would look in a nudist camp? Oh, but also there's this this nudist camp has problems because apparently there's these black widow, this colony of black widows, no actual black widows, the spiders. It's on a beach across from them, and that causes problems as well. And it's ridiculous, but it's not. It doesn't reach the same levels of, oh my god, this is so bad. I can't believe I'm reading this. What is he going to do next? I have to keep reading. That Wounded Man offers. Now, it's I don't know. It's not. I can't say it's completely without merit, but it's not. But it's definitely not as as entertaining as quote unquote bad Koike stuff can be. Because even when Koike was doing stuff that wasn't I guess that didn't possess artistic merit, such as it was, he could still be thoroughly entertaining. Offered kind of occupies this weird middle space where it's kind of crazy, but it's just not crazy enough. Like I said, it doesn't go. It doesn't quite. It didn't quite inspire me to the feeling of oh, I got to keep reading, just see what stupid stuff is going to come up with next. And that's probably might be why it only lasted 4 volumes, because the entire series is two in one volumes, from Comics One. And being a Comics One title, the translation is of dubious quality. I mean, yes, I am glad to have this series available to me in English. Can I say anything better about the translation than that? No, I cannot, because it's really rough, and I give Comics One credit for bringing this over. That's about all the credit I can give them. So it is very much out of print right now, but I was still able to obtain both volumes for $20 through some third-party Amazon sellers. And while these were used copies, they were still in reasonably nice condition. So so I guess if you're if you're looking for if you're a Koike completist, then it's worth picking up. Otherwise, it's if you don't have it in your library, you're not missing that much. But then we come to like Koike's other signature series, and really like his best known collaboration with Ikigami, Crying Freeman. I say this because like not only has it had an anime adaptation and a live action film adaptation from Christoph Gans, the director of the live action Silent Hill and Brotherhood of the Wolf. Um, it was originally published. It originally had a volume or two published by Viz back in the day. It didn't work, but Dark Horse was able to give it a go. It's like in the wake of their massive success they had republishing Lone Wolf and Cub. So what is Crying Freeman about? Well, it's about an assassin who feels remorse every time he kills someone for his criminal organization. That's the basic concept of it. Rereading the series, there were some parts of it I look at and think, okay, this doesn't work at all, and there's some things that kind of like work in ways that I never would have expected. Like, Crying Freeman might actually be the only title I've read from Koike that I can actually qualify to a certain extent as female wish fulfillment. Now, hear me out here. Okay, because the series is basically about is essentially about Yo Hinomura, reborn as Long Tai Yang, given the assassin name like Crying Freeman, because he was because some circumstances like conspired to have him witness an assassination by the criminal organization known as the 108 Dragons, and it's like and at the end when he refused to abide by their wishes, they forcibly recruited him and subjected him to hypnosis and training that turned him into a massive assassin prior to being the humble ascending ceramics artist that he was. So now it's like he kills like whoever the 108 dragons want, but whenever he kills someone, like he shows like tears flow from his eyes, because that's when like the hypnosis around him breaks and he's able to express remorse for his actions. So there are certain issues with that I'll get into, but the series doesn't start with that. In fact, it starts with the main female character of the series, Emu Hino, who was the daughter of a Japanese political fixer, but is living a quiet, secluded life until she witnesses Freeman kill a person in broad daylight, and then she's like realizes that, okay, it's like, my life has just been kind of dull and uneventful, but it's like seeing this guy in action, that's kind of like really liven things up. So I realize that I'm fine with being killed by him after he makes me a woman. Now that's now as far as treatment of women goes in Koike stories, that's actually kind of progressive. That's actually kind of like, hey, that's not bad. I mean, compared to, like, say, Wounded Man, where the main character basically tries and rapes the main female character to show her that, hey, you're not wanted here. It's like, this is downright progressive. This is what we're having to work with here. But, well, the thing is that that Emu is like, very receptive to everything that Freeman offers her. It's like, and the idea, and there is like kind of like a that mutual respect thing going on between them. I mean, like it's like he's the bad boy, he's the assassin, the person who's like living in a world that that's forbidden from normal people. And like she's able to to tame him to a certain extent and get his respect to get him to bring her along to this to this world as well. And then he realizes that like she's the one person for me. It's like, and they they actually have a fairly good relationship together. I mean, yes, even though it's like Freeman winds up sleeping with every major named woman in the series, just about really. It's like it's like Emu is kind of like first among equals here from the fact that she she gets tattoos in order to represent her her bond with Freeman, and she also winds up mastering the evil demon sword Masamune. I mean it's interesting to see how this is because it's not that she becomes a master swordsman herself. It's just that she has the proper mindset that allows Masamune to recognize her as its master, which is honestly kind of more interesting, really. But it's like it's like even though it's like Freeman's like having sex with all these women over the course of the series, even though he Emma was ostensibly his wife, it's like there's this weird feeling that it's like in the right hands, and even as it is, Crying Freeman does kind of is probably like the most female friendly series that Koike has ever written, and I'm speaking as someone who has read all three series that he's done with Goseki Kojima that have been published in English, and New Lone Wolf and Cub. It's like and Wounded Man and Offered. So I don't know. It's like I would hope that that you believe that I know what I'm talking about here, but it was just weird to to reread the series and go that hey, it's like maybe this could work. It's like that if someone wanted to do like a new series like that framing this romance as wish fulfillment actually kind of makes sense. That was just bizarre. That was the most bizarre thing I got from rereading Crying Freeman this time around. The other thing is the fact that okay, yeah, we know that I mentioned that that Crying Freeman's thing is that he cries after he kills the villain or his opponent, and that kind of gets more and more less and less believable as the series goes on because after it was really fairly early on. He's able to assume leadership of the 108 Dragons, and even though they're sold as being this evil, this evil criminal organization that even the Yakuza fears, well, we never actually see him doing anything that's really terrible. In fact, the whole setup for the series basically involves Freeman just taking on various bad even worse people, whether it's an African terrorist organization, various Chinese assassins, or even a Japanese wrestler who's working with with a cult leader. It's clear that it's always clear that that Freeman is in the right here, that he's got the moral high ground, and and you have to. And then the whole feeling that he's someone who's been brainwashed into working for an evil criminal organization, that really is kind of forcibly pushed into the background more and more as the series goes on, and it would be I guess it would be more of an issue to my enjoyment of the series if it wasn't for the fact that Koike and Ikigami do a good job of just setting up that whole Freeman is just it's him versus people who are bad and just killing who's the main big bad villain for this arc. But it's okay because he expresses remorse through his tears that flow without without reflex in his whenever he kills someone. Yeah, he's killing people, but he feels bad about it because he's unable to overcome his conditioning, and compared to Offered and and Wounded Man, the the quality of the of the storytelling, it's a lot easier to take Freeman seriously than either of those two series. I mean, Dark Horse's assertion that that Crying Freeman is adult manga at its most challenging, dark, violent, morally complex, erotically charged and regarded worldwide as a masterpiece of adult fiction is complete bullshit. But it's like it's still able to enjoy it in like on the level of craft that that Koike and Ikigami bring. I mean, like it's like Ikigami does a great job illustrating the human form. It's like both male and female. In fact, it's like ladies. It's like yeah, it's like there's a lot of there's a lot of naked women in this series, but there's also so many like scenes of like of Freeman that just like strutting around with like either in briefs or just nothing at all as well. So there you go. That's one more thing why I think that it's like yeah, it's like this could be female wish fulfillment. So it's like it's but it's like but overall like I mean like it's a lot easier to take like to accept the like the storytelling of like a Freeman of him just like taking on just like like the worst of the criminal underworld like for his friends and family. It's like here. It's like and so it's like I guess it's like if you're I guess it's Freeman is easiest to recommend like to people who liked like Lone Wolf and Cub and just found like Koike's other stories to just be just too ridiculous. Crying Freeman is probably the most straight faced of his collaborations with Ikigami that have been released in the U.S. But I'd also say it's probably the most like legitimately entertaining. Like Wounded Man, like I said, it's so bad that it's like it's kind of entertaining in that regard. Crying Freeman is still legitimately entertaining. It's like even with like you have to get past the fact that oh well he's been brainwashed, but no, he's completely working for these assassins, this evil criminal organization. But he's killing people because they're bad and all. So there you go, that works. Freeman is still in print from Dark Horse, I believe. Each volume, because this was published back in the heyday of manga, retails for $15, which is a very good deal considering most 2-in-1 volumes cost $20 these days. So it's like I said, it's definitely I think it's worth picking up. I mean, it's like it's regarded as Koike's most notable collaboration for Ikigami for a reason. And you know what? It's like if they announced say that they had a that they got a woman director to try and do a new adaptation of Crying Freeman, I would so totally be down with that. Just because I want to see like what she would do with this story. Because like I said, it's even though it's still got like the main character just like boning every woman in sight, it's still got like these like to this element of like a female wish fulfillment that is just like completely absent and feels almost alien to Koike's other works, which is honestly fascinating for what I think. So there you go. John, it's like any thoughts on your end about any of this?
So does he cry every time he kills someone?
Every single time. He's not like I said, it's not a point that he doesn't cry, because otherwise he wouldn't be Crying Freeman.
Right. That's his signature thing, but it's it's very interesting. Yeah. Well, all right. Yeah. If you've been if you've been trained to be a living weapon, and
you tend to be a living weapon, and then like you eventually ascend to be like that organization's leader. It's like, and hey, you're still like crying, even though it's like you're killing. It's like you're not really killing any bad people. In fact, you're not actually like doing any really bad things. Like as the story dictates.
Yep.
There you go.
So what are you going to talk about next time?
Oh, well, next time is like always a special time of year for us, because we will be recording like from San Jose for Fanime. It's like and next year is next week is going to be another installment in the Buried Treasures of Manga like series, and that's going to be for 4 shoujo stories. Why there are only 4? Well, you'll have to come back next week to find out.
All right, and we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks with a Glick.
Okay, bye.
Bye.